What is good, everybody? Man, it's your boy Jay in the building. We is back again with another video. Shout out to everybody who is here watching this video right now. And before we get started, man, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, and share with each and everybody. Now, we did Jackson State about a week ago. So now we are about to get into South Carolina State, the Celebration Bowl champs. Now, we have 5 reasons why they could potentially repeat as champions, and we have 5 reasons why they may not make it back to the Celebration Bowl. So without further ado, let's get this video started. Now, so at number 5, I have the offensive line. The entire starting offensive line is coming back. If you want to get to know these names, we got Chris Simon, Tyson Gray, Cam Johnson, Eric Brown, and Nick Tacey. Now, 2 of these guys were second and third team all conference. This group of guys are gonna be able to build chemistry with all 5 of these guys coming back. They were second. They were second in rushing. They were third in passing. So this team could really run block and pass block. And I don't want to fail to mention Yancey Washington, who was second team all conference at tight end, and he only caught 9 balls. So that could tell you what kind of tight end he is. So this team definitely loves to run. They use him as not only as a tight end, but as the H-back. So this team could definitely run the ball. And that leads to number 4, which is the backfield. Now, all 3 running backs are coming back, including the quarterback, starting with the starting tailback in Kendrell Flowers, who led the team in rushing with 811 yards and 10 touchdowns. He was second team all conference. He was third in rushing, and they're also bringing back Dante Anthony and CORY Benson, who both had 200 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns apiece. And Corey Fields can also get his hands dirty with the run game as well. His team is very well balanced, and they can not only pass the ball, but they can definitely run the ball. So I assume with both the starting offensive line coming back, the tight end, plus this backfield, this team could be very dangerous running the ball. At number 3, I have the defensive line. All 4 starting guys on the defensive line is coming back as well. Zablowski Green, Patrick Godbolt, Octavian Minter, and Darrell Brown. With 4 of these guys combined, and I'm only speaking about these 4 guys that have 42.5 tackles for loss, 13 sacks, 2 interceptions, 6 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. This defense is very good. Y'all seen it in the Celebration Bowl. These guys definitely get after the quarterback, and with 4 of these guys back together, this team is going to be definitely dangerous. With the leader on that defensive line being Zablowski Green, and he's going to be a junior this year, so he got 2 more years with South Carolina State. He had him by himself. He had 19.5 tackles for loss, and he was first team all conference. Now, all 4 of these guys are going to be dangerous together, and this defense is going to be that much better because they can create pressure. At number 2, I have the growth of B.J. Davis. Now, this defense normally runs a 4-2-5, so they use 5 DBs. So it was only him and Chad Gilchrist in the middle. So now that Chad Gilchrist is leaving, they're definitely going to rely on B.J. more to not only be the leading tackler again, which he was this year, but they're also going to call upon him to call the defense and be able to defend the pass, which he did very well this season as well. He led the team in tackles with 76 tackles. He also had 8.5 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and 2 fumble recoveries. He was first team all MEAC on defense, and I won't be surprised if he's top 3 in the watch for me at Defensive Player of the Year. He was that good. He also led the team in tackles in the Celebration Bowl. So if y'all didn't watch him fly around the field all game long, that dude is very dangerous. And he can not only stop the run, but he can defend the pass very well. So y'all be on the lookout for number 5. And for number 1, I have Corey Fields. Now, if y'all seen the first half of that game, y'all see he did not play well. But if y'all see the second half and when he came out, he started off the game in the first half, he had 0 touchdowns and a pick. And y'all see that he came out in the second half and threw 4 second half touchdowns. And he had in the fourth quarter a drive where he on a 93-yard drive on 9 plays. So he can start off slow, but he can throw 3 touchdowns on 3 drives. Like I've seen a few games this year where he had over 300 yards passing with 3 and 4 touchdowns and another 2 touchdowns on the ground. Like he can not only throw the ball, but he can pass as well. And as long as that running game is going with them, this team is going to be dangerous because this dude could definitely throw the ball and he can definitely run when he has time. So in order for South Carolina State to make it to the Celebration Bowl again, they're definitely going to need Corey Fields, their leader, to lead them the way. All right, so now I have the 5 why nots. This is my 5 reasons why 5 reasons why South Carolina State may not make it back to the Celebration Bowl. At number 5, I have the lack of depth at the receiver position. Now, with Wolverine leaving, Shaq Davis is still there, right? And we all seen what he did in the Celebration Bowl. You know, and I have some questions at the receiver spot and who's gonna step up now that Wolverine isn't there. You know, just to name a few of the receivers that they have outside of Shaq Davis, you got Richard Bailey, who had 34 catches for 376 yards and 3 touchdowns. Also had Jawan Moody, who had 7 catches and 114 yards. And I'll also name Kendrell Flowers, who had 21 catches for 139 yards and a touchdown. Now, I wonder who is going to be that second receiver to step up. 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to call on Richard Bailey. But I got to think, is that going to be enough to keep the opponents honest and not have to double Shaq Davis? Because I tell you now, Shaq Davis is, without a shot of a doubt, the best receiver on the team and possibly the best playmaker on the team. You see, and look, everybody saw why he won the MVP of the Celebration Bowl. And I hope, and look, and they also have a tight end who made second team all conference, but he only had 9 catches. So they don't really use him in the passing game. So I'm gonna look to see what other receiver is going to be able to step up in Wolverine's place. At number 4, I have no Chad Gilchrist. Now, I've said before about, about BJ Davis having to lead the team. Now, even though it wasn't a problem in the Celebration Bowl because he didn't play, He did make first team all conference. He had 70 tackles. He had 70 tackles and 7 tackles for loss, a sack, and 2 forced fumbles. So, and I think Aaron Smith, number 29, took his place in the Celebration Bowl, but he only played in 6 or 7 games this year, and I think he had less than 30 tackles this year. So. And they have a lot of young linebackers on the roster, and they have about 5 freshmen. So I'm gonna be looking to see who is gonna be that guy and who is gonna be able to take Chad Gilchrist's place. And that is gonna be very important because remember, they run a 4-2-5. So that box is just gonna be BJ Davis and whoever is gonna play at the other linebacker spot. At number 3, I have North Carolina Central. Now, there are a bunch of teams in the MEAC that I don't think South Carolina State is gonna be scared of to play. With Delaware State and them losing Savion Wilkinson and their top leading receiver, I don't think they're gonna be that scary of a team. Howard, I like Quentin Williams, but I don't know about the rest of the team. And they were 2-8 last year. They could be better, but I don't know. Norfolk State, they're losing their quarterback, losing their running back, losing Dixon on defense. That team could look totally different next year. So, me personally, that leaves North Carolina Central. And them having Davius Richard come back with the quarterback, and I won't be surprised if he's the preseason, not only preseason first team on MEAC, but is the favorite to win Offensive Player of the Year. They are returning their leading rusher. They are returning 2 of the top 4 receivers, and they're returning nine starters on defense. So North Carolina Central could be really, really good this year. They ended the season 6-5, and the last time Central played against South Carolina State, they beat Central 27-24, but it was a close game. So I can imagine what the atmosphere is going to be like between these two when these two teams play, because I have a feeling that these two teams are going to be in the top of the MEAC when it's all said and done. And I'm really interested to see who's going to finish number 1. At number 2, I have no lockdown corners. The loss of Shafira Kelly and Jacoby Durant is going to really hurt. Both of these guys were first team all conference. Shafira Kelly had 3 interceptions with 4 pass breakups, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. And you see the work that he did on Malachi Wideman. And Malachi Wideman is a really, really good receiver. If he would have played the whole year, I believe he would have made all conference. It's my opinion. But he did a real good job at whoever was out there playing receiver. And Jacoby Durant. I mean, this was not only the best DB in the MEAC, he was the best DB, well, top 5 best DBs in the country, in the FCS. He's a 2-time All-American. He won MEAC Defensive Player of the Year. This season, he had 3 interceptions and 12 pass breakups, a sack, and a forced fumble with 38 tackles. Yeah, this dude is a lockdown corner, and I was surprised he had that many pass breakups because I was surprised that many quarterbacks threw at him. Like, that's how good of a lockdown corner he is. Like, this dude could literally shut down one half of the field. Like, and it's not like when you get a cornerback who wins Defensive Player of the Year in any conference, you know how much of a dangerous player that is, because outside of the quarterback, having a lockdown corner is one of the most important pieces on a defense, on a team, because you could be out there on the island, and even if the pressure don't get there, you are relying on that number one corner to shut down whatever receiver he's going up against. And 9 times out of 10, he's going up against the best receiver. And he's done nothing but be absolutely great his whole entire career. And for him to be a 2-time All-American at South Carolina State, he definitely played on Sundays. Like, it would be a travesty if he's not drafted at all. So this dude is definitely, I mean, I don't see him going no lower than the fourth round. Like, that's how good he was this year, and that's how good he's been his entire career. So yeah, Jacoby Durant is an amazing corner, and I would be heartbroken. Like, I would be heartbroken if he's not drafted. So yeah, man, those losing those two guys is definitely gonna hurt this team. And at number 1, y'all gonna think it's crazy, but I can explain. I got Corey Fields. Now, the same player that can help you win the game can also be the same player that can be the reason that you lose games. Now, he did throw for 18 touchdowns, and he also had 13 interceptions. He's had multiple games, more than 3, that he's thrown for more than 2 interceptions. Or matter of fact, 2 or more interceptions. Half the season. He spent half the season throwing less than 50% of his passes. And, you know, if he wasn't throwing interceptions, he wasn't necessarily throwing touchdowns. Now, he did enough to win games, but he did more harm when they lost games. Where I've seen games where he's thrown, like I said, he's thrown for over 350 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. But in those same games, he's throwing 3 and 4 interceptions and just straight up killing his team. Now, I will say this though. His team, South Carolina State, really benefited from winning the turnover battle. Like, matter of fact, they were first in the conference in the turnover margin with +8. And I can't say that I wasn't surprised at that, because they did have the best defense in the MEAC. And y'all saw it in the Celebration Bowl. All but one of their touchdowns, of his first 3 touchdowns that he had, it came from a turnover from the defense. They scored 21 points off turnovers. And you can imagine, if South Carolina State didn't have those turnovers, how close that game could have been, or that game could have turned the other way. Now, imagine a receiver winning the Celebration Bowl MVP with 5 catches and 3 touchdowns, yet your quarterback threw 4 touchdowns. Like, that says a lot about the performance that the quarterback has. Now, he threw the ball to Shaq Davis 15 times. He threw the ball to him 15 times, and he only had 5 completions when he thrown to Shaq Davis. Luckily, he came up with 3 touchdowns for him. So those odds were definitely in his favor. But a lot of people knew that defense won South Carolina State the game. And if South Carolina State is going to have any chance of making it to the Celebration Bowl again, he has to play better. Because I don't know if they'll get lucky like that again if they're in that same position. Like, if South Carolina State still happens to make the Celebration Bowl again, I don't know if they get lucky to where they create 4 turnovers and they turn all of them into touchdowns. So South Carolina State was very fortunate, but he cannot be the reason that they lose games. Now that Wolverine isn't there, he's gonna have to rely on Shaq Davis to come in the clutch form, and he gonna have to rely on the other weapons that he have. And a lot of the games that they did win, it wasn't just off the arm of Corey Fields. It was due to the fact that they had a solid running game. But like on the games that Corey Fields, like on some of the games that South Carolina State did win, Condrell Flowers had 100 and something yards, and you also had Ja'Cory Benson rush for 2 touchdowns in a game. So this team definitely relies on the running game, so he can definitely run the ball too. But for the sake of South Carolina State, with Corey Fields coming back, him, I hope that him being a junior, him being a 2-year starter, I hope that he plays well enough so that South Carolina State could potentially go back to the Celebration Bowl. So, yeah, those are my 5 whys and my 5 why nots. Once again, congrats to South Carolina State, and good luck to them, and hope, and prosper of, and good luck to them in seeing if they can make it back to the Celebration Bowl. And that's my 5 whys and why nots. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, and share. I appreciate you guys so much, man.